Alright, my friends, how are you today? Aaron here bringing you your full moon horoscope for March 7th, 2023. We've got the sun in the sign of Pisces. We've got the moon in the sign of Virgo. Now, this full moon happened earlier this morning at about 7:41 a.m. I'm putting this video out, about 11 o'clock right now, Eastern Standard Time. All right, so this full moon, we've reached its full illumination. All right, but we're still a lot to talk about here because we have the full moon in Virgo. We've got Saturn just with an hour after that. So right now, Saturn has moved out of the sign of Aquarius into the sign of Pisces. And then we also have a conjunction between Venus, Jupiter, and Chiron happening down in Aries right now. So there's a lot to talk about. Let me show you the chart here, and we'll get right into it. So our sun, we'll talk about this first. We'll talk about this full moon first. And then we're going to talk about Saturn here because this full moon had Saturn at 29 degrees of Aquarius, the anaretic degree, the very important degrees of Aquarius, and Saturn has been there for 2.5 years. And this full moon, Saturn was still in Aquarius. It wasn't in Pisces yet. So there's remnants, there's elements of this full moon that's saying be extremely attentive to our authoritarian figure, our authoritarian self, the lessons that we've learned in the past 2.5 years. This is really, the energy is really wanting us to take a look at where we've been the past 2.5 years and make up our minds, make decisions, okay? Critical thinking, critical decision making. Now, Pisces energy, now we have Saturn, we have Mercury, we have the sun, the hero of the story, and then ruling planet of Neptune, ruling planet of Pisces, Neptune, home in Pisces, okay? Now, there's positive aspects. There's a lot of positive aspects about Pisces, all right? One, we have boundless creative energy. Boundless creative energy. Where if we set something on a table, a marble on a table, and we roll the marble across the table, there's a boundary, there's a limit to which that marble has room to play before it falls off. Well, in the sign of Pisces and Neptunian energy about expansion, there is no table. There's really no marble. It's your imagination, so seemingly I can send you love all the way around the world. Does it travel around the world? Does it travel through, it doesn't, I don't know, but I can send you love and you can feel it. So we're not dealing with a physical marble or a physical table. We're dealing with energy. We're dealing with expansive energy that has no physical boundaries, no physical parameters. Okay? Now, this is really important. Where have we been the last 2.5 years? We've been in a place that the authoritarian Saturn, okay, is ruling in a place of technology. Technology, okay? The past 2.5 years, this pandemic, 2019, we saw a huge rise in the way that YouTubers communicate with people. The way that work individuals, we don't have to be at an office behind a desk. We can work from our homes. A lot of stuff has changed. A lot of technology has gone through the roof. We're just at the tip of the iceberg with that one. A lot of new ways of communicating with people has come out into the world over the past 2.5 years. Now, Neptune being in Pisces, though, this is a long transit. It's been there since I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's been there for a long time. It takes about 14, 16 years for Neptune to go through a sign. It takes a very long time. So Neptune being home in Pisces. Pisces is about creative energy. Pisces definitely has a feel of expansion, a feel of non-boundaries. But at the same time, Pisces is the energy of I'm a feather in the wind. I lack direction. I lack definition. Well, what are you? Well, I'm a human being. Well, I'm a spiritual being. Spiritual being, I'm denying that I'm even a human being. I'm a spiritual being. It's wow, but I am a human being. I am defined by the laws of the physical reality, Saturnian energy, Saturn. I am defined by atmospheric pressure. I would not look the same on a different planet. None of us would. The atmospheric pressure is different. So we wouldn't maybe as tall or shorter or chubbier, or, you know what I mean? I don't know. We'd look a lot different depending on where we were. So we are defined. A human being is defined here on planet Earth by many laws that are so far beyond, masculine or feminine and the 14 genders that are going on right now. Okay. This is part of it, is delusionment, disillusionment. It's talking about an illusion. If you're a feather in the wind, you lack direction. Oh, I'm just along for the ride. Well, whose life are you living? Whose life are you living? Oh, I'm just whatever. I'm not an Eminem fan, but he put the song out. I am whatever you say I am. Is that who we are in life? Are we allowing others to just... it's going to happen no matter what. That's the whole point. An apple didn't decide it was an apple. A banana didn't call itself a banana. We, human beings, termed that. Chimpanzees might have a different word for banana if they communicate with each other, which we have no idea. So it's like other people are certainly going to judge. Other people are certainly going to say, well, you have, light-skinned or light eyes or dark eyes or light hair or dark hair or whatever. People are going to judge. People are going to label. And this is okay. This brings us to our full moon in Pisces. We've had disillusionment, or full moon in Virgo. We've had disillusionment going on for years. We have no Virgo energy. We have a ton of Pisces energy. Okay, so we have a ton of this. I am nothing. I am nothing. I'm sitting on nothing, talking into nothing, talking to other nothings. I don't want to define myself as a thing, because if I define myself as being that thing, well, then I'm subject for being disliked. I'm a man. I'm a white man. Oh my God. I'm a, whatever, I'm a human being sitting on a chair, talking into a microphone, a specific microphone, talking into a specific camera about a specific subject called astrology. There's nothing wrong with defining things. This is what our full moon is telling us right now, okay? And since Saturn was back in Aquarius during the height of this full moon, meaning the remnants of the next couple of weeks here, or the next month, the next lunar cycle, is still going to be, although Saturn is now in Pisces, is going to be Aquarian-related energy. Still dealing with technology, still dealing with communication. This full moon is saying, what do we need to do with the information? How do we relate the information to people? How do we relate the information through technology? How do we relate this information to the community at large? How do we share this knowledge? Now, essentially, Virgo and Pisces are both healing signs, okay? Virgo in and of itself is the nurse, practitioner, the healer of the zodiac. It cares to nurture the wounds. Now, if I were to throw out a guess, a theory, there was a planet between Mars and Jupiter, okay? This would be the asteroid belt, that Chiron, okay? Chiron right here falls between Jupiter and Mars. And if I were to give that planet to anything, it would be to Virgo. Okay? Because Chiron is the wounded healer. And Virgo deals with healing other people. And it's just like, look, yeah, the nurse might be dealing with emotional trauma, childhood pains. She might have a bum leg. Or he or she, doesn't matter. But, they're tending to your needs while you're in their care. It's not about them while you're in their care. It's about you. It's about making sure they're connecting with you. Making sure that they're giving you what you need. Because they're going to make sure that they're taken care of. They're strong. They're standing in their strength, their power. They know what they need and how to get it. So while you're here, I want to take care of you, this person in front of me, And on the Pisces side of things, it's an extremely loving and nurturing energy as well. So both of these energies deal with healing, they deal with nurturing, they deal with care, they deal with rest. Okay, and especially with an earth sign, it's just like you have to take active rest. Or Capricorn and Taurus, more getting things done. Virgo is certainly a sign that gets things done, but it acknowledges that doing nothing is doing something, that resting is extremely important. So going back to this feather in the wind lacks direction, okay? And the definition, lacking of definition, we're setting ourselves up in a very dangerous place by saying that nothing has a definition and nothing has a name and nothing, I'm a nothing. This is not true. This is not true. And with so much Piscean energy over the years and no Virgo energy, we don't have big major planets in Virgo to say, yes, it's okay to make decisions and definitions. And, it's like our elder generation here, they're Pluto Virgo babies, which textbooks. These are individuals that created textbooks and the definitions. It's like, well, which artery are you cutting into? We're going to save this human being's life. Which artery are you cutting into? We have to define the elements of the human body. We have to define life. We have to define love. Okay? This is really interesting. This is a perfect analogy because again, this Pisces energy is this nothing and love. And when I say love, what does love mean to you? I love my dog. I love my cat. I don't have a dog or a cat. I have a stray cat. But I'm saying in general, I love astrology. I love you. I love you because you love astrology. I love you because you want to expand your mind. I love you because you want to sit here with me and learn and grow as individuals, and we get to share astrology together, and we get to share that with other people. Okay? And this is platonic love. So that's really important. Now, if I were to just say, I love you, and you don't know what kind of love I'm saying, is this romantic? Are you expecting something from me now? Are we going to make out? What kind of love? I love you romantically. Let's make out. So it's like being defining. Now, love is a hard thing to define. Pisces energy is that epitome of that. It's a hard thing to define. What is Piscean energy? It's everything. It's nothingness. It's somethingness. It's like asking a fish what is, the water in which it swims is asking a human being what God is or what Neptunian or Piscean energy is. It's like this, we are in it. We are it. We are in it. It is everything. It consumes us. And in that all-consuming of everything, we play a role. And we have to make decisions, okay? And in making critical decisions, this is what Virgo is all about. Critical decisions based on our emotions. Based on our emotions. Does this emotionally and does this fulfill and satisfy an emotional element within me? An emotional whatever within me? Yes. Does this bring me joy? Maybe it's people. Maybe it's a thing. Does this person bring me joy? Does this person constantly saying, yes, let's get together, and then constantly canceling? That's unacceptable. Maybe that person's dealing with that, but that's fine. But there's a domino effect, right? Because that trickles back on you and your self-worth and your mental and emotional well-being. And, oh man, I made plans with my friend. We're going to get together. We're going to do this thing. And then again, cancel. Or maybe not even a cancel, a no call, no show. And it happens again. Now you care about this person. So you love the person romantically or platonically. So you want to get together. You want to do things. But then when this stuff happens and it's just like, wow, this makes me feel worthless. This makes me feel like I'm not loved, like I'm not valued, like anything else is going on in your day that is fine on time, but yet we sit here and make plans and this doesn't work out. So now I need to make a critical decision based on emotions. And emotional decisions are not easy to make. So this Virgo full moon here is helping us define and make those decisions and say, look, this isn't working out for me. This isn't satisfying respectfully, my emotions. This isn't giving. This isn't nurturing to my heart. This isn't patching up my heart wounds. This is ripping them back open again. And I have to make a critical decision here, because if I stay in this relationship, no, I'll finish this. If I stay in this relationship, it's obviously going to be negative for me. Because it's going to keep opening that scab and opening that wound and opening that wound, and I'll never be able to heal, to live, to be my best self. You know, I'm funny about the word healing, because like, you know, this is Virgo energy. It's like you cut your finger. You don't have to sit there and be like, oh, I can't come out today. I gotta focus on my healing. You know, I gotta focus on my healing. It's like you put a Band-Aid over it and you go back to life. And some things, when it deals with emotions, and some injuries, we got to take more time with. You know, there is a healing process, but during the healing process, we're still living. Yeah. So we don't have to like cut out the world to focus on this healing. It's just like, no, healing and living they coincide of one another. Now, this might not just deal with relationships with other people. This can be dealing with relationships with yourself. The Virgo energy is also this deals with like addictions, okay? Addictions to smoking cigarettes, addictions to smoking cannabis, consecrate the Santa Maria, okay? It can be Adderall, it can be Wellbutrin. You know, I'm not a doctor and I'm not going to give anyone medical advice, but it's like, you know, your body keeps a score and your body knows. And if you need to make decisions based on your health, because that's what Virgo energy is about health. Both of these energies, Pisces and Virgo, essentially about your health. So what do you have to do? You have to make decisions, cut something out. I got to cut alcohol out of my life, and that's hard. And I might withdraw. Okay. Then gather that information, fully view it, fully illuminate it. This is what's going to happen. You know, the better prepared an individual can be with anything, the better individual is prepared, the better that they're going to be able to handle it. Now, there's this really interesting show called The Rehearsal. It's on HBO. The guy Nathan Fielder made it. It's very fascinating. I love this show. It's an interesting psychology where individuals get an opportunity to rehearse. You know, like this is live, or not live, but I'm sitting down here and we're just talking. I have no idea what I'm going to say. I'm just going to sit down here and talk astrology. And now these individuals will try to say, oh, I have this thing in real life of a real life problem or a real life thing that I want to talk about with somebody, and I want to rehearse how it goes. Okay, so just like an actor, we can sit here and we can, you know, stare at each other in this particular eye, and this is what I want to say, and this is the energy that I want to say it, and then the camera's going to be there, and then they're going to be in the close-up, and you know, it's all staged and directed, and it's rehearsed. So this gentleman, Nathan Fielder, tries to give people an opportunity to rehearse real life events and do the same thing again and again and again, just to see how it would go, to get them ready for the real event. There's nothing ever that's going to prepare you for the real event. That is my experience in life, and that's definitely what I got out of the show. If you're interested in watching it, it's really hysterical, The Rehearsal. Anyway, there's no amount of preparation and rehearsing that we can do to prepare us for real life. Okay? Sometimes it's a marathon. Sometimes it's a race that we just have to go, and we don't know if we're going to be seeing hurdles or puddles to jump. We don't know, and that's okay. So being overly prepared or overly rehearsed, you know, will stop us from taking those steps. Okay? By trying to figure out, well, what am I going to say? I need to break up with this person. I need to separate. Maybe if that's what's going on, you know, Venus is over here in Aries right now, conjected with Chiron and Jupiter. This is about you. This is about you, babe. You know, like, you got to take care of you here. You got to take care of your heart. So this is definitely an alignment for separation of people. This is an alignment for separation of drugs, addictions, gambling, pornography, too much television, too much coffee, whatever it is. You are important. You are important. Defining your life is important. We can sit over here and again, we can say I'm a spiritual being having and I'm nothing. It's just like, no, I'm a real human being, real flesh and blood, with real emotions, real eyes that see the world, real fingers and skin that touches and feels, and all of these things. And I don't want to deny myself any of these things because other people have a hard time defining what it is. This is very, 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 very important where we're at right now, and especially when it comes to the masculine and feminine and defining what we are, if we have a penis or a vagina, and the confusion that has gone with this over the years, really since the pandemic of the 14 different, whatever. And it's just like, are we going to allow people who are confused, and I say this respectfully, confused, to run the show? Are we going to allow other people to determine who or what we are? We're going to get tired of that. There's definitely an energy right now that's just like, get up, know yourself, know your worth, know who you are. Chiron, Jupiter, Venus in Aries, know yourself, love yourself, appreciate yourself. If you're born with 5 fingers, you're born with 5 fingers. If you got 4 fingers in the thumb, you're born with 4 fingers in the thumb. It's okay. You can define this. I was born with a 3rd nipple. True story. Random facts, but it's okay. It's like, whatever is whatever. It is what it is. We have a very difficult time defining things right now. So we're going to move on. We're going to move on behind the defining. It's a theme that's coming up. And now that Saturn has now officially moved into Pisces, although this full moon, again, is a representing of Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. So we're still dealing with the community, technology, knowing information, superhighway and all that. Now Saturn has come into Pisces to say, look, there are laws of the universe. There are laws of the universe. It doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if you're a good person or a bad person. There are laws of the universe. And the apple will fall off the tree and clunk you on the head, regardless. And if you're sitting underneath that apple tree, the chances of getting an apple falling on your head are a lot greater. These are laws of the universe that cannot be... They're unmessable with. They're I don't know what the word is. I'm kind of being silly, but it's like you can't, these are laws, irrefutable laws of the universe. And now we have those irrefutable laws and the authoritarian figure that rules the laws of life that we abide by. I could put pressure on this, but eventually it's going to break. I can lose X amount of blood before I die. Or, I'm going dark there, but you know what I'm saying? Like, there are laws, man. Like, you jump off a cliff. It doesn't matter if you're a good person or what, if you believe. It doesn't matter what your belief is. This is Piscean energy. I believe that God is going to come down and then he's going to send his angels and put a pillow under me, and the little angels, they're going to lift me up and then we're going to fly away and they're going to sing their trumpets. It's like, all right. You can believe that. And I'm a huge fan of believing and manifesting, but there are laws. There are truths to reality that we adhere by. And Saturn is now in Pisces, where we have this belief. We have this delusional disillusionment of what reality is. And maybe it's the Matrix. And maybe life isn't real and this is all simulation. Punch yourself in the face. Is that a simulation? What in the world is wrong with people? This is real. There are real laws. There are real elements to the universe. And there are real aspects of defining life and defining nature. And this is okay. And now Saturn is going to be here for the next 2.5 years to help us to redefine those things in the loose ends that have fallen apart. And straight away, okay, for us to kind of reel it back in and say, this is important. This is fundamental. Fundamental. Okay, the laws of the universe are fundamental. And Saturn is the boundaries and is the limit. And Pisces is the expansion and the everything. Okay, so these two coming together, we have a lot to learn over the next couple of years. And we're going to redefine our spirituality, redefine what it means to understand that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, or a human being having a spiritual experience. Okay, there's a lot of positive joy going on in this right now. So primarily having a strong foundation of who you are, what you want, and where you're going. Filling ourselves up with a lot of self-love, okay, appreciating ourselves. And a great way to do this, even if we're feeling not at our best, it's like every interaction you have with somebody, Smile, greet them, say hello, say your name, ask them what theirs is, compliment somebody. Even if it's like you're going to, a CVS, a drugstore or something, like, oh, I like that pen in your pocket. Be genuine. You don't have to like just make things up, but there's a lot of things to fall in love with in life. There's a lot of things to love in life. Colors, foods, tastes, smells, creativity, designs. There's literally, I could go on and 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 on about things that I love personally, or things that are worthy of love on this planet. Okay, so when we start to see those things in our environment and make connections with other human beings and just tell them that we love that we appreciate that, thank you for our help. Instead of just like going to the store, keeping our eyes down, ignoring the person in front of us, like, they need love too. You need love, they need love. And a good way to connect, again, look them in the eyes. Say hello. How is your day going? Compliment them if you can. Watch somebody's day change and how much that affects you and your life, and how much that brings joy to you, because you're just simply pointing out things that you like. So pointing out things that you like amplifies the electromagnetic spectrum of your heart, and that starts to shine, and it's like a singing of a note, and then that note starts to sing, your light illuminates, and long and behold, you're going to start attracting, like a magnet, those same things that you like in your life. So bringing joy into your heart, joy into your life. And I don't know if anybody saw the Jupiter-Venus conjunction that was going on last week, but that was pretty epic. My friends, so much good energy. It's a new way of defining your life, a new way of defining who you are, what you want to do in this world, because everyone in this world will define you unless you do it. It's a fact. It is a law. Everyone will define you regardless. So you might as well do things that make you happy and bring you joy. All right? Bringing you joy, caring about yourself, caring about other people. It's extremely important right now, really caring about other people. Tell them you love them. I love you, my friends. I wish you enough, and we'll see you soon.